Okay. Um, Firstly, my name is Carmen and I'm the clinic coordinator here at Switch On Health. And today I would like to welcome Andrew Morgan. Andrew is one of our students who is almost completed his clinic hours, his clinic experience with his clinic supervisor. So thank you, Andrew, for chatting with me today. We're just going to ask you a few questions about your clinic experience, just to share that experience with future students, just to help them have a bit of a heads up about your real life experience in clinic and how you found it, what worked and what didn't work, and just to share that with them. So thank you again for that. Really, really appreciate it. So how did you find your clinic experience, Andrew?
Absolutely amazing. It's so great to see it all happen in real life, to bring everything together. It's just, sometimes it's just hard to shut the brain down afterwards. There's so much information. It's the end, you go in some days, you see complicated cases and you think, wow, how am I ever gonna be prepared? Yeah. And then you have other days where you think, yeah, it's doable. And as you get the more experience with your supervisor, you see how to break it down, and you go through all the stages and you feel, yeah, I could actually do this. I am on the right course.
Yeah, nice. So it's actually, putting that into real life and actually, feeling good that it's all coming together. And yeah, that's awesome. So what sorts of things did you do during your clinic experience?
Lots of observation. I was very lucky. I got into a very busy clinic with two naturopaths who concentrate a lot on the herbal side, and I got to watch. I've watched a lot of consultations.
That's awesome.
I've made up a lot of herbal formulas.
Nice.
So my main mentor, when she goes out to do up the herbal formula, she'll normally ask my opinion, like, what do I think,
that's great.
we should be using?
Yes.
And as I get more and more experienced, and especially seeing some of the similar clients, I'm starting to pull them off the shelf before she even tells me what
nice.
she's putting in. Well, I've made up a lot of herbal formulas for sure. That's mainly it. I've helped the girls in the reception out quite a bit, but it's a very busy clinic and they normally have two receptionists on at all times, so I haven't had to do much of the clinic work, but I've helped out where I can. Had a bit of a stock take, which I went in on just to help them out with stock take.
Yeah, nice. It's good to be in that busy environment, and you kind of, you've got to be on your toes and be prepared for anything, and have all that experience of all the different aspects of the day-to-day. So yeah, that's great. So what did you learn from clinic that was not covered in your studies? Like, did you feel that there was like any particular aspect that was like a big learning curve for you?
I think the course is really well done. I studied part of naturopathy a few years ago and didn't finish the course, and I did get frustrated. The course was out of date and not necessarily practical. I really
with someone else,
with someone else, not yours. Yours is wonderful. Yours is great. It's a lot more. I find yours is a lot more practical and a lot more up to date. But the main thing is just pulling together and breaking down the complex cases. Treating everyone as an individual. We're not just looking at set case studies where everyone's being treated the same. We'll see some people who are on financial restrictions. So we've got to completely change the tact and maybe just go with some herbal teas. It's all they can afford. We've got some people who are just fed up with the medical, modern medicine and being told by doctors what to do. So they just require a lot more information. So they don't necessarily want to do anything. They just want to write up. Adapting to how your individual client in front of you on that day wants to be treated.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
could get 5 identical sort of like conditions, and everyone might want a different treatment. It's their health journey, and it's just adapting to that. And I'm very lucky. I've spent probably over 35 years in customer service. If there are any students out there who haven't got much customer service experience, I definitely urge them to even work in a health food shop, get just dealing with the customers, because that customer service side of it is, again, something you can't teach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a really good point that you made about, you might have a set kind of protocol that you learn about treating, particular things, but when you're faced with the individual, that's what naturopathy is all about, isn't it? It's treating the person, and like you say, they'll have different circumstances around that ailment or whatever, whether it be financial or for whatever reason. So you're already tweaking that out and making it individualized. So that's good, and that's something, I guess, that you will learn so much from that hands-on experience in clinic. So yeah, really good point. That's great. Was there anything that surprised you when you were doing your clinic hours?
How much you actually remember when you need it.
That's good.
I've talked to a lot of the SA students, and I know a lot of especially the first years, are struggling, worrying about everything they've got to learn. Yes. All of the anatomy and biochem and chemistry, and how are you going to remember it? It's amazing how much actually comes back to you when you need to use it. How it all pulls together. And and the other thing is keep things simple. Sometimes just simple. It's the small, simple things which will do it. You don't need to get too complicated. You don't need to do everything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. Because you do, when you first go out there after you've graduated, you can quite easily, be a bit overwhelmed, worrying about, what you've learned and whether you'll remember it all and everything. And that's good to know that it, comes back to you. And also the keep it simple thing, like it's just, a lot of those basic things, really important. Is there anything that you would have done differently in hindsight? Probably ask more questions to start with.
I'm
really happy you're doing this, these interviews with people and helping out. As I was one of the first few people going through clinic, I didn't really know what to expect. I went in there wasn't, I was just working out with my clinic supervisor what I was supposed to be doing, what my role was, and I was very quiet and just observing to start with. And it wasn't until I built up my confidence that I'd be more willing to ask why. Obviously, once the client's gone, just discuss the case a bit more and ask a bit more, why, not afraid of asking stupid questions. I know you like using that, but would this work? And just getting those different views. And the other thing, I was very lucky working with two very experienced naturopaths, but I would have quite liked to have just spent a few days with a few other practitioners just to see the different views. There's so many different ways to treat. There's so many different opinions, and my two mentors, they work quite differently, and they focus on different areas sometimes, but they both get great results. And I'd probably like to see a bit more of that to just help me develop my own style. That's all great learning, isn't it? Because everyone has their own styles, and you take bits from the different ones that you learn from along the way. And like you said, it helps you to develop your own style by having all those different experiences. And no, that's good. And what was the highlight for you, or the most valuable experience, or the best thing about it? it's probably all the confidence builders, all the things which have thrown me out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
You know, just in the last couple of months, I've started really trying to get my own clients in for me to see supervised and get them out of the way, which is quite intimidating to start with. First client I got was a fairly simple one who I'd known before, and you know, try and work my way up. But every time I thought there was a simple thing, delving, and when you're talking to them in a full consult, it's unveiling other complexities. And probably one of the big things which I remember is the clinic ended up booking me in to see 3 of my own clients on one day. And I'd only ever done 3 consults before, all in different weeks, no more than one on a day. And I had suddenly had 3 people in one day, and it's sort of like, how am I going to cope? I was really worried. When I heard 2 people had booked in on the same day, I was about to ring up the clinic and say, that's it, I don't want any more than 2. But before I could, I had a third.
And you got another one.
And but I did it, and I felt so good afterwards. It's because you know, you're gonna need to see multiple people when you're working, and but it's just proving to myself that, you know, things like that. And you know, when my mentors ask my opinion on the herbs, and I say something which he hadn't thought of, and think, oh, that's a good idea, and why? And then even using it in a mix. Well, actually, I quite like that. I will put it in there. And
that's awesome.
Those things which just, you know, show, you know, just help reinforce to me that I'm on the right path. I can do this. Do a course. Switch on Health has given me the tools. It's given me the basic knowledge, which I'll be working on forever. But you give me a good sound of the basics. You know, it will make me ready for the industry. That's awesome. So your confidence has grown over the time, and you know, implementing that knowledge, and then coming forth with your own ideas, and having the confidence to do that, and having that sort of confirmation from your supervisors that that's cool. So that's awesome. That's really good. And do you have any you know, last words of wisdom, of advice for students? Trust the process. You're not expected to know everything. You know, no one knows everything. I can't remember who it was who said it, but I was listening to a podcast, and if someone says they know everything on a subject, run away, they're dangerous. Clients don't expect you to know everything, but they expect you to be able to research and find it out. It's not bad to say, I don't know what that is. It's oh, that's interesting, I'll look into that for you. As long as people feel heard, and you're helping, and you're willing to research and get back to them, they don't expect you to know everything off the top of your head. Excellent. No, that's great. Brilliant advice. Brilliant. Because, you know, everyone, you know, no matter if someone's been experienced for, you know, 30 years in the industry, they're still learning. Everyone's still learning all the time, and just, you know, recognizing and appreciating that is, you know, it's a human quality, I guess, as well. So well, thank you so much, Andrew, for your wisdom and insight, and sharing your experience for all the other students. It's really, really helpful. And I wish you all the best in finishing off your clinic hours, and you know, as you go out there and get more experience and out into the world. Wish you all the best. So thank you so much. Thank you.